The boys should not be in the girls' sports. The boys should not be in the girls' bathrooms. The boys should not be in the girls' locker rooms. Peyton McNabb, North Carolina sophomore in high school, slammed so hard in the face. Kamala Harris looks at her and says, "Be kind, suck it up." And that's what's right. Why do our girls have to face brain damage in order to be kind to boys who want to invade their sports? And by the way, they are going into the women's prisons. She changed the law in California to make sure the taxpayers would pay for their sex change operations. She was not just following the law, she changed the law. President Trump will stop it. He got mocked by the left for saying he would be a protector of women. He will be a protector of women, and it's why I'm voting for him.
All right, guys, so today is election day. We are just hours before the official numbers come out. And by the looks of things, former President Donald Trump may have just won this because everybody's talking about this 1-2 combo of heavyweight endorsements on the eve of the election. Now, one is from the very famous podcast host Joe Rogan, and the other one is from a Trump critic turned Trump advocate by the name of Megyn Kelly. By the way, Megyn Kelly looks amazing on the Donald Trump JD Vance podium. But here's the official post from Joe Rogan's X account. I'm gonna go ahead and read it for you guys. If it weren't for him, we'd be effed. He makes what I think is the most compelling case for Donald Trump that you're gonna hear, and I agree with him every step of the way. And just for the record, yes, this is an endorsement for Trump. Enjoy the podcast. Wow, guys. Wow. So this was just powerful, you guys. And here's actually former President Donald Trump announcing and ultimately reacting to the Joe Rogan endorsement. Check this out.
Oh, wow. I have some more big news, Megyn. I'm just getting this right now. So somebody that's very, very respected asked me to do his show 2 weeks ago, and I said, why not? And to me, it's very big because he's the biggest there is, I guess, in that world by far. Somebody said the biggest beyond anybody in a long time. And his name is Joe Rogan, and he's never done this before. And it just came over the wires that Joe Rogan just endorsed me. Is that right?
Wow.
Thank you, Joe. That's so nice. And he doesn't do that.
Well, guys, what a powerful moment, you guys. And I wish I was there. I really wish I was there. But that was definitely very powerful, you guys. And as for Megyn Kelly, the podcast host joined former President Donald Trump at a Pittsburgh rally to explain why she has voted for him. And if you guys remember, there was a little bit of controversy with this Megyn Kelly endorsement, as she was the popular Fox News host back in 2016 that questioned Donald Trump during the first debate of the Republican primary about whether he had the temperament to be president. Now, at one point, Donald Trump even called her nasty. But hey, I mean, look where they are now, right? And what can I say? Donald Trump, he just kind of knows how to bring people together. You know what I mean? And including people who criticize him, but are now calling him a protector of women. Check this out.
Fox News alert, President Trump holding a rally in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Megyn Kelly is now joining him on stage. Let's listen in.
Not her tomorrow all day. 22 years old, killed in Georgia, a young nursing student by an illegal. I'll be thinking about Jocelyn Nungare, 12 years old, in Texas, murdered by 2 Venezuelan illegals. President Trump closed the border. Kamala Harris opened it by choice. It wasn't accidental. She said it would be humane. That's what she and her boss believed. Tell it to Lake and Riley's family. There was nothing humane about it. He closed it. They opened it. It was an intentional choice, and there's no reason not to believe they won't do it again. The boys should not be in the girls' sports. The boys should not be in the girls' bathrooms. The boys should not be in the girls' locker rooms. Peyton McNabb, North Carolina sophomore in high school slammed so hard in the face by a volleyball hit at her by a boy pretending to be a girl, she suffered traumatic brain injury and permanent paralysis. Kamala Harris looks at her and says, "Be kind, suck it up." And that's what's right. Why do our girls have to face brain damage in order to be kind to boys who want to invade their sports? And by the way, they are going into the women's prisons. She changed the law in California to make sure the taxpayers would pay for their sex change operations. She was not just following the law, she changed the law. President Trump will stop it. He got mocked by the left for saying he would be a protector of women. He will be a protector of women, and it's why I'm voting for him. He will close the border. He will keep the boys out of girls' sports and where they don't belong. And you know what else? One more thing. He will look out for our boys, too. Our forgotten boys and our forgotten men. Guys like you. Guys like these guys. Who've got the calluses on their hands, who work for a living, the beards and the tats, who maybe have a beer after work and don't want to be judged by people like Oprah and Beyonce, who will never have to face the consequences of her disastrous economic policies. These guys will. He gets it. President Trump gets it.
Well, guys, afterward, I mean, she posted a selfie with the former president on X that was captioned, "God bless him, go vote for him." Guys, please share this message. This message needs to be heard. Share this with someone who you care about. Share this with someone who needs a change of heart, someone who needs to change their mind because they've been brainwashed by the left. But guys, it's not just women that Donald Trump's protecting. It's us guys. I mean, I personally know a lot of people that say with confidence that they received the biggest tax break even under former President Donald Trump. Donald Trump's policies just work for the middle class. So yeah, this is why it's not really surprising that the likes of influential podcasters like Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly are endorsing our former commander in chief. Meanwhile, you got the other side. They've got, soon to be former President Joe Biden, who just can't seem to stop messing up Kamala's chances. This guy I feel like he's intentionally sabotaging Kamala Harris because he didn't want to step down. In fact, Joe Biden's latest comment, basically that he wants to smack Republicans in the bleep. Really? And yes, guys, I got the clip for you guys. Watch.
They're investing, Micron investing $100 billion to build them. It's the kind of investment that won't just lift up labor, it's going to lift up everybody. It's going to grow the economy. They want to get rid of it. They want to get rid of it. They want to get rid of that. Look, why? Cheaper labor overseas, man. Cheaper labor. There's one more thing Trump and his Republican friends want to do. They want another giant tax cut for the wealthy. Now, I know some of you guys are tempted to think it's macho guy. I'll tell you what, man. When I was in Scranton, we used to have a little trouble going down the plot once in a while. For green reasons. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass. By the way, I'm serious. Think about it.
Unbelievable. I can't believe this guy just said that. I mean, like, that comment with that crazy face. Look at this dude's face. Hold on. Look at his face. Hold on. Look at this Joker's face. He just looks like a crazy grandpa sitting on the porch. I mean, I don't even understand this guy. And I mean, beyond that, forget my reaction. Here's the reaction from Fox.
Wow. He grits his teeth.
So he's
get off my lawn
with in front of a few dozen people, and he's there just to make sure that, I mean, it looks like it's busy work. So he's there to say that, and then he gets off kilter. Think about what he was saying. He's saying they want to give a tax cut to the wealthy, and then he segues into violence. I want to beat this guy up. I want to smack him.
Didn't he want to take him behind the barn at one point last
Yeah,
night?
like a few years ago when he was saying
When he was healthier.
You said he won't take him behind the high school.
From the staff is saying, essentially, no one listens to him anymore. I mean, this is the president of the United States. This is a person that's responsible for our national security. I know we joke about it, but he's still the person that's in charge.
Scary.
And we got people saying, oh yeah, we just don't listen to him. They're afraid to put him on the campaign trail because he does things like this. I mean, there's a real national security component of this, to Ainsley's point, that is quite scary.
Yeah, I mean, plus he's just
Angry.
He's angry, but he's talking about fighting. Bless his heart. I mean, I don't want to picture him in a fight.
That guy's so frail.
No, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, and by the way, just quick note, Rashida Tlaib is not endorsing in Michigan. She's not endorsing Kamala Harris.
Wow.
She's telling her supporters to go ahead and vote on the non-political things on the ballot, different ballot initiatives, make sure.
You got a
because
lot of
that
people
needs funding.
in the Arab community in Dearborn, Michigan.
Right.
They're endorsing Donald Trump.
Wow.
I mean, and these aren't nobodies. These are community leaders within that community that says, listen, we're not saying that he is going to be a friend, ally, not going to be a friend and ally of Israel, but he's going to get peace. He's going to stop the war. He's going to make it come to a close.
He's going to deliver Saudi Arabia and Israel.
Exactly.
Now, my personal take here, guys, the more Biden speaks, the better. Because pretty much no matter how much they try to bring this thing down to the level of mudslinging, the American people, they're just not going to buy it. They're not buying this. Are you guys buying this crap? The fact of the matter is that everybody is pretty much voting for Donald Trump, not because they like him, but because his presidency was very good for working class Americans and lower income Americans. It's just that simple. And about President Biden, you guys remember, the people telling you how sharp he was and how fit he was just 90 days. It's really like 90 days ago. If you think about it, it's only been 3 months. It feels like it's been so long ago, but it's only been 90 days. And the same people are telling you that Cackle's Kamala is the best option. Let that sink in for you guys for just a second. Think about that, right? Well, guys, the great wealth transfer is in full effect. And, whether it's Donald Trump that ends up winning the election or if it's Kamala Harris, oh God, we're in a world of a pickle, as my grandfather would say. Our freedoms are being stolen, guys. Credit card companies are out to get us. And if you don't understand the game, well, you end up getting played by the game. Now, if you're anything like me, guys, you were probably out of shape, maybe in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and just feeling like the system is just completely taking advantage of you. I remember for a long time, I could rarely ever get any time to spend with my wife. And it's kind of funny because where I used to work with a lot of married men. And a lot of those married men would always complain about their spouses as if they really just didn't even like their spouses, which is sounding like a pretty horrible situation. But that was the case for many of them. They didn't like who they were married to. But I was different. Anyway, through trial and error and through a lot of pain, I figured out how to gain freedom and also lose a lot of weight and actually get in shape. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a game changer. To no longer be living paycheck to paycheck, figuring out how to get the credit cards to pay me, the power of a strong credit score. I pay thousands of dollars less per year for the same house as my neighbor just because my credit is better than his is. And this is not to brag. But this is the truth. The banks are literally taking advantage of the poor. It's like the people who can least afford it, they're charging the poor what is like unofficially called a poor tax or a tax on the poor. I'm now at a point where, number one, I don't pay for credit cards. In fact, credit card companies pay me to use their cards. And I figured out how to build a lifestyle that is just ultimately very, very healthy. I lost a tremendous amount of weight and I put on a lot of muscle. But when I was struggling, I wish I knew people who knew these things. So anyway, I decided to create a community of like-minded people who are also interested, just like me, in living better. So if you guys want to join my community, it's called the Liberty Pursuit Network. It is brand new. Come on over. I'd love to have you guys and join like-minded people. Be positively motivated by others who are also on the same pursuit. So I'm going to leave a link for you guys so you can join me over on the Life Pursuit Network in the description down below this video. So check it out, guys, and let's not be a victim of this great wealth transfer that is taking place right now. Even with Biden trying to shake up the Trump camp with his nonsense comments, our former commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, was still able to dominate the news cycle with an endorsement with no less than popular podcaster Joe Rogan. Plain and simple, guys. He said on X that his guest, Elon Musk, made the most compelling case for Donald Trump that you're going to hear. And that he agrees with the billionaire Tesla CEO every step of the way. Then he went so far as to confirm it, basically saying that for the record, yes, this is an endorsement for Trump. Newspapers call the Joe Rogan endorsement nonchalant, but remember, guys, this man's podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, has an estimated 14.5 million Spotify followers. Okay, that's not a little bit. All right. Now, this is why Donald Trump was on his show. And he told Joe Rogan that he should do the same thing as Elon Musk, because he cannot be voting for Kamala Harris, as Trump saw him as not a Kamala person. And like Megyn Kelly and a lot of other Trump supporters, Joe Rogan was a recent convert. And it almost sounds like Rashida Tlaib, who's a Democrat, she may be a future convert as well, because she is telling people she's not supporting Kamala Harris. In fact, Joe Rogan in 2022, he said he was not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. But lo and behold, he waited until the final second and finally gave the Republicans his support with less than 24 hours before Election Day. And he was able to do this while acknowledging that Donald Trump isn't a perfect choice. He said that Democrats have done such a job of painting Donald Trump as a monster. And basically, and Trump's not a monster, but they've basically taken the worst things that he's ever said and they've amplified them. They've taken them out of context. But according to Joe Rogan, guess what? Nobody's perfect. They don't exist. There's no perfect people. The real question now is this election, like, who's better? Is it Trump? Is it Kamala? And for this particular podcast host, Donald Trump is miles better than Kamala Harris. He talked about Democrats saying that he would he said Democrats would destroy. They're saying that Democrats are saying that he would destroy democracy, but that's not even the case. Then again, Rogan points out the hypocrisy in that Kamala Harris's party installed a president without a primary. We have a candidate that is the least liked vice president of all time. The least popular vice president of all time needs to be reiterated 10 more times. And then they use gaslighting and the full force of the media to turn her into the future and hope that she's going to be the change, even though she's currently the sitting vice president. I mean, guys, some very solid points from Joe Rogan here, you guys. And I wonder if any Democrats can control their Trump derangement syndrome long enough to hear some of these arguments. Now, first his part, Trump learned of Joe Rogan's endorsement at his Pittsburgh rally Monday night, literally the eve of the election, and shared this news with his rally goers. He called Joe somebody that's very, very respected, the biggest that there is in the world by far. He also said Rogan has never done this before. But I do remember him endorsing Bernie Sanders in 2020, right? You guys fact check me on that one. I think Joe Rogan actually did endorsed Bernie Sanders back in 2020. Maybe Donald Trump it was the first time that Joe Rogan endorsed a Republican presidential candidate. Maybe he left out the Republican part. But anyway, big time endorsement from the podcast host, and definitely not that surprising considering that his interview with the Republican nominee has racked up 45 million views on YouTube as of late Monday. Who knows what it's up to now? It might be freaking 50 million views on YouTube by now. That video went viral. It exploded. The internet, it broke the internet, guys. It figuratively broke the internet. How many did Kamala Harris's video get? Oh, wait, she backed out of the Joe Rogan interview. So I think we now know why she did it. But guys, drop a quick yes in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. And while you're at it, I highly recommend that you guys subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell for more news breakdowns and analysis like this. And also, if you want to take it a step further, I just want to thank you guys so much for buying us a coffee. There's links down below if you guys want to do that. And you can also join us over in our private community over in Patreon. There's a link over there for that as well. Commercial free content, as well as early release and content that I just don't release here, exclusive content. But another reason that I think this Joe Rogan endorsement of Donald Trump is such a big deal, well, the fact that YouTube and its parent company Google seem to be making it extra hard for people to find Joe Rogan's highly watched interview with former President Donald Trump. Dude, I literally struggled to find it. It's a wonder it got 45 million views. I could barely freaking find it. I was like, what is this video? Where is this video everybody's talking about? So at the time that this article was made, a search on YouTube using the terms Joe Rogan Trump or Joe Rogan Donald Trump did not bring up the viral 3-hour sit down at the top of the list. Now, you got to wonder about that. Why is that? Why did it not come up, right? The Spotify interview was also notably absent from YouTube's trending page. Instead, users were offered results of videos and traditional media outlets from the likes of The Hill, MSNBC, and Fox News and their coverage of the interview. Heck, even an unrelated clip from Saturday Night Live topped the results ahead of Joe Rogan's interview. So you got to wonder, I'm pretty sure this was not a mistake, but y'all let me know what you think happened there. One X user actually said that there's no sensible explanation for this, and if deliberate, Google is overtly interfering with the elections. That's what one X user happened to say. Elon Musk himself responded to the user's post and said it was unreal. YouTube had to quickly respond on X saying that they've worked to resolve this issue and viewers will begin seeing the full podcast in more YouTube search results soon. Well, hopefully that's been resolved. I haven't searched recently, but I'm glad that this issue has been resolved. And yeah, guys, but come on. Did they really have to wait for the internet backlash before they unblocked the Rogan Trump interview from their search results? I mean, it's just too obvious what's happening here. In fact, viewers have left a flood of comments under the interview accusing YouTube of foul play. One user actually commented, "Why a search for the interview on Google populated anti-Trump results?" Unbelievable. The user included a screenshot of a story at the top of the Google results page from the Arizona Republic titled "Opinion: Donald Trump's Joe Rogan interview was a brain-rotted waste of 3 hours." Elon Musk replied to this one as well, saying, "Wow." Now, I mean, guys, just more proof that Democrats and their mainstream social media allies are desperate and they're doing everything in their power to stop Trump. But at this point, I just don't think that they can do any more, especially when Megyn Kelly, guys, forming the second half of the explosive Trump endorsement on the eve of the most important election of our lives, guys. According to the former Fox host, Trump will be a protector of women. He will close the border. He will keep the boys out of the girls' sports and where they don't belong. He will look out for our boys, to our forgotten boys and our forgotten men. Guys who she described as, maybe have a beer after work, don't want to be judged by people like Oprah and Beyonce, who will never have to face the consequences of her disastrous economic policies. And let me share just how monumental and groundbreaking this Megyn Kelly endorsement is, guys, because the former Fox News anchor famously had a tense relationship with Donald Trump back in the 2016 election cycle. She questioned Trump during the first debate of the Republican primary, and Trump said he doesn't respect her as a journalist. Trump then later boycotted another debate on Fox because Kelly was one of the moderators at the time. Now, we go ahead and fast forward to today. Megyn Kelly now hosts a Sirius XM satellite radio show that she has built into one of the highest ranked on Chartable's list of news podcasts. So as Megyn Kelly said last year, all that nonsense between them, it's under the bridge. And now Trump is promising a golden age for America if he's reelected in the Oval Office. He said this in his latest Pennsylvania rally. He promised the American people that our paychecks will be higher. Our streets will be safer and cleaner. Our communities will be richer and our future will be brighter than ever before. So for Trump, this is all you really needed to know. It's simple. Not particularly beautiful as a statement, but it's very simple. Kamala Harris, she broke it and he's going to fix it. And you heard that right, guys. Donald Trump will fix everything that's wrong with America, and Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly, well, apparently they're on board. So my question is, what about you guys? Are you guys ready for a golden age for America under a Trump presidency? Hit me up in the comments, guys. Drop a quick yes or no in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell as well. I don't know what YouTube's up to, but I've heard that, you know, some of my subscribers are getting unsubscribed. I don't know what's going on there. And I'm hearing that some of my subscribers don't get notifications. So just make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you have your notification bell turned on. Hopefully everything's on the up and up. But while you guys are at it, don't forget to check out our other videos on the channel. I highly recommend you guys check out our other one where we discuss the Democratic attempt to spin Joe Biden's wild comment calling half of America garbage. And I'll tell you guys, the mental gymnastics that they had to pull with this one, they were off the charts. They're on another level, guys. So, and of course, we made sure to call them out. So anyway, if you haven't already, hit the like button for the video, subscribe to the channel, join us over on our Patreon. Thank you guys so much for buying me coffees and buying the team coffees and whatnot. I'll see you guys on the next one. Check out this video right here next. Bye.